For this video, I'm going to be reviewing the different terms related to the measures of central tendency. I'm going to go over mean, median, mode, and range with some examples. So first, let's talk about terminology. So when we're talking about mean, we're talking about the average. You probably have heard this term before. So when we're referring to the mean of a set of data, we're talking about the average. Median, we're talking about the middle number. Mode, we're talking about the number that appears most frequently, or the numbers that appear most frequently. And for range, we're talking about the difference between the highest number in data and the lowest number in the data. Okay, so as we go through this, I'm going to be using a sample of test scores. And the test scores are going to stay the same as I go through mean, median, mode, and range. So here are my test scores. So when I'm doing range, I'm looking for the highest number, which is 97 in my data, and the lowest number in my data, which is 61. And I do 97 minus 61, which is a difference of 36. So my range of data is 36. So therefore, the range of this data is 36. So there's all of the other data falls within these two numbers, and the difference between the greatest number and the smallest number is 36 for the range. Mean. So again, mean is finding the average. So again, I've taken all the same test scores, and what you're doing is you're adding up all of the data. So 72 plus 93 plus 65, etc., etc., etc. And I get my total. So the total amount of all this data is 1,144. Now, in order to find the average, I need to take the total number and divide it by the number of data that I have. So if I count these up, there are 15 test scores. So I'm going to take 1,144 and divide it by 15. And then I'm going to get my average. So my average is 76.26 repeat. So when I look in the calculator, the 66666 goes on and on and on forever. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put this little line over the number that repeats. So when I read this, 76.26 repeat. Therefore, the mean of this data is 76.26 repeat. Median, or the middle number. If you think of median, it's kind of like middle number. So for this, I've arranged my test scores from smallest to largest in numerical order. And I'm literally trying to find the middle number. Now, because I have an odd number of data, I know that there is one absolute middle number, and it's the 8th number, right? I could even do this, right, and go in, and I get to my median number, which is 72. If I had an even number of data, I might have two numbers that are the middle. So let's say I didn't have this number. I would have 72 and 75 would be my two middle numbers. I would add those together and find the average. So then I would be finding the mean of those two numbers in order to get the median. So again, the median is your literal middle number when you arrange them from smallest to greatest, or it is the mean of the two central numbers. So therefore, my median of this data is 72. Mode. You don't necessarily have to arrange your numbers in numeric order. It sometimes helps as a visual. You just want to circle any numbers that repeat, because our mode is the number that appears most frequently. So in this range of data, 72 appears 3 times. So it is our mode. Therefore, the mode of this data is 72. Now, if I had another number which repeated, and it repeated 3 times, I would have 2 modes. But let's say 75 repeated twice. 72 would still be my mode because it is the most frequent, even though there was another one that had duplicates. So mode is the number that appears most frequently. And that's it.